Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. Before we get started with this episode, just want to say thank you to everyone that has liked, commented on, and shared our last few videos. Your kind words and advice is really helping us out. It's very much appreciated. And a massive thank you to those of you who have visited our Coffee and PayPal links. Your kind donations are really helping us out, so thank you so much. And just to give you a bit of a heads up, over the next week, we'll be changing the name of our channel on YouTube to Sailing Aquarius. As some of you have rightly commented, Little Boat Adventures isn't really befitting anymore now that we have Aquarius. So look out for that across our Facebook and Instagram accounts too. Now that that's all been said, let's get on with the project. Well, when we left off on our last video, we were sandblasting the hull. And this is what we kind of started off with, the black Antifoul, and this is where we are now. So we've pretty much one half of the whole hull done. So we didn't use the sandblasting attachment for the whole boat. We probably done about between a third and a quarter of the front of the hull, and then we kind of switched it up a bit. I'll go through the reasons why shortly. Okay, apart from the pressure washer with the sandblasting attachment, we got a loan of this off a friend. It's a Bosch power chisel, I think it's called. He got it online and he done some of his hull and keel with it. So it's kind of got a scrape and blade or chisel there, and it's been really good. And we've also just been using a normal hand scraper. Now the thing with the hand scraper is you just got to make sure that the corners here are rounded. So my friend who lent me this had done that, because when they're at nice right angled sharp edges, they cut into the gel coat if you get a bit lazy and kind of don't pay attention to what you're doing. So they're both good jobs. Problem with this one is it's very laborious and takes a lot of effort. The blade's small, so the surface area that you're kind of scraping isn't great. This is a great job because the blade's a bit longer. It does kick up a lot of dust and it's noisy. That's the only real downside to it, but a great job all the same. The benefit of the power washer over these was you could stand well back, sweep side to side, and it kind of took Antifoul off right down to the gel coat. These other two tools will take the thick Antifoul off, but leave some residue there, and you'll have to come back and do a lot of sand. Well, you have to sand it all anyway, no matter what tool you use. So each have their kind of pros and cons. If I had to pick one tool to use the whole time, would probably be the power chisel. It makes short work of the job. The downside is it's a bit noisy, it kicks up a lot of dust, but it's a great job. I'll just show you some of the videos of how we got this all done with using these couple of tools. So pretty good. And then as my arms have got tired and I've got a bit lazy, it's a lot more patchier, but I think it is doing a great job. Still a fair bit to go. I haven't even touched the other side yet, but making progress. But as I said, my arms are getting really sore trying to do those bits above kind of head level, and I'm starting to make mistakes, and the blade is starting to cut into the gel coat where I'm kind of not pushing it evenly, just because my arms are really struggling now. So I'm going to call it quits for today. A lot of stuff going on in the boatyard here, so hopefully you can hear me okay. I'll wrap up and then we'll be down tomorrow. It's to be a nice day, and we'll resume tomorrow and hopefully get a bit more done. Well, we're going to have a go at taking some of the Seacocks out now. There was two methods I wanted to try out. One we've done before, but the other one looked a bit easier and I was going to give it a go. Now, the process of it was using a multi-tool to cut into the edges at, say, the 12, 9, 6 o'clock position, and then use a chisel to get in underneath them and bend them up in, and they would come off. I seen that on a YouTube channel and it looked fairly easy. The other method is to use the angle grinder to skim away at the surface of the flange until it was so thin that you could just hit it off with a chisel. And we've used that technique before. It's handy enough to do, but yeah, sometimes the angle grinder can catch the gel coat and then it just digs in and it makes a bit of a mess. Now, the only problem is our multi-tool has given up the ghost. It's not working. I've changed the fuse, it's still not working, so yeah, I'm going to need a new multi-tool. So we're not going to be able to try that method today. Maybe in the next day or two, if I manage to get my hands on another multi-tool, we'll see if I can find one on Marketplace or something like that. But we'll crack on with the angle grinder method and probably remove a few through holes today, and then we'll go to one of the local chandleries and pick up some composite fittings and just check that they all fit and how it's going to look. Okay, so this is what I mean by cutting the holes in, and then I've got a hammer and chisel here. I'm just going to try and chisel these bits out, and that should allow the flange then and the through hull to kind of slip through. So that method was a lot quicker. It was really good actually. The only thing is, using the angle grinder instead of the multi-tool, I've went too deep on a few spaces there and I've cut into the gel coat. So the multi-tool, I feel, will be a bit more neater, where the angle grinder is too aggressive for this method. This method was a lot quicker than using the angle grinder to skim away, that kind of method. Just that it's a bit aggressive, but if I can get a multi-tool, I think this will be the way to go. So that's the Seacock that I'm removed. What do you guys think? Do you think I'm right in replacing all these? Now what we have found removing the Antifoul is there is blistering there, a lot of blistering on the gel coat. I'll just show you some. You can maybe pick out some of these wee bubbles here. There's a lot in this area. I haven't removed the Antifoul completely, but I'll just show you another area where we have. So we have the same in this area, but we have sanded this area, so it's taken the top off a lot of those blisters. There's hundreds of them, but just in various parts of the hull, not all across the hull. Now when we've sanded these ones and taken the top off them, and it's exposed the fiberglass underneath, there was no liquid come out of it. There was no foul smell, like a vinegary smell, which is kind of typical with osmosis blistering. So to me, it very much seems like it's just the gel coat that's affected. Any of these little blisters that I've opened up, there's been no liquid or anything has come out from them, and as far as I can see, the fiberglass underneath has been undamaged, dry and all intact. So it just very much seems to be the gel coat. So I don't know what has caused that. Has it just been the start of the osmosis process? Or has there been a problem with the layup originally with the gel coat? I don't know. Is it a problem with Bennett hose? Is this a common thing? Again, I'll just have to keep looking and seeing if anybody can offer kind of suggestions as to what it might be. But I'm assuming I can just kind of sand away at this, clean it up, and then just mix up some fern compound and apply that and sand it all fair, getting ready for an epoxy barrier coat then. I don't know, it's been a bit disheartening finding it. I knew there would be some, but just not as much. So I think it's just going to delay this part of the project, which the knock on is then everything else is delayed. So yeah, it's just a bit disheartening, but you know, we can't do much about it apart from just cracking on and doing what we can and trying to fix it as best we can. So we'll kind of seek advice from people that know what they're doing, and then go from there. We'll not just kind of wing it. But yeah, bit of a setback, bit of disheartening, as I say. But you know, we'll just keep going. Hopefully nothing else crops up that just kind of hits us a kick in the nads. So some of these holes that have just opened up, there's no water coming out of them, but when I put my finger onto the little hole, it is damp, and when I smelt it, it has that characteristic vinegary smell. So it's definitely osmosis into the gel here. So just gonna leave this episode here, guys. It's a bit disheartening kind of finding that stuff. It's kind of a real kick in the teeth to think that how long this might set us back. So just gonna leave it here and go home and have a think about how we're best going to tackle this, and have a look at our timelines and what other projects are going to suffer because of this. But again, just thanks for watching, and please consider subscribing if you haven't already. If you've enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, and if you want to support our channel, please consider checking out the links in the description to our Ko-fi and PayPal pages. Thanks very much.